Hello and welcome. I'm in a park and we're going to do Jane Austen July. We're only a little bit late, but it's been a rough start to July, so I thought I would jump in halfway through and talk about the books that I've been reading, the books that I'm planning on reading, and all of the things Austen like. And I'm really excited. I love Jane Austen. My Jane Austen season tends to be more like April, May kind of the year, but I always slip in a little bit in July too because I know that that is like the booktube wide kind of celebration. And I started Sense and Sensibility in April. It's been a few months, but I saved part of it so that I could read it here. And I'm almost done the first book, so we have 2 more books left, and it's getting a little beat up because it has been in my thing forever, but this is my ugly copy, so it's gonna be fun. This is about 2 sisters who have drastically different personalities and a shared love for each other, and it is really lovely. I don't know much spoilers, so I'm really enjoying finding the characters and falling in love with them. And then the second prompt is to read something that is outside of Jane Austen's 6 novels, but still by her, and Lady Susan is on my shelf, and I'm really excited. I also really want to read The Beautiful Cassandra, which I think is not about her sister, but her sister's name is Cassandra, and I kind of want to read that, and I might read some of her more Juvenilia and stuff like that, because I found the things that I read so far are great and hilarious. The next prompt is to read a historical fiction book that is either an adaptation or a reimagining of Austen's work or something in that era. I'm really excited for the murder of Mr. Wickham. You know, we all have feelings about Mr. Wickham, and I was told that I have to read all of the novels first, so after I'm done Sense and Sensibility, it's already out for my library, and I'm really excited. Kara, who I know absolutely adores Jane Austen, thought that this was a really good job of it and didn't like toy too much with the integrity of the characters and stuff, so I'm really excited about that. And I also have Clergyman's Daughter and Longbourn kind of on my thing, but I'm a little bit more weary about them currently just because I read Harris and I didn't super love it. I think I'm a little bit more wary about Longbourn because I love Pride and Prejudice, but I thought that that would be a lovely continuation as well. I jumped right over reading a nonfiction book about Jane Austen, but this is going to be Jane Austen at Home by Lucy Worsley. I am almost sure I'm not going to read the entirety of it, but I'm really excited. I have it on my shelf now. I also have Jane Austen's England. So yeah, I think these are nonfiction books that I will look through, I will enjoy, and one day I will probably read the entire things, but I am not the best at reading cover to cover nonfiction books. So we'll see what it is, but I'm very interested in Jane Austen, but I think more interested in the way that stories do. Like, I love historical figures, but sometimes I'm more interested in the impact of their life than I am about who they are individually. Although if we are talking about individuality, then I really like the minute details, and I think that's why Jane Austen Home is going to be interesting, because I think that like learning about time frames and stuff like that, and like the minute details of like breakfast and like etiquette and stuff like that is more my jam than some of the other things. And then we have to read a contemporary of Jane Austen's, and I don't really want to read a tome of Walter Scott, so I think I'm going to go for Percy Bysshe Shelley. He's a contemporary of hers. He was the husband of Mary Shelley, who Frankenstein is one of my favorites, so I'm interested in reading some of his poetry and stuff, and I think that would be really interesting. If I had more time left in the month, I might read The Vindication of the Rights of Women, because it did come out kind of early in her life, but it was a book that we know Jane Austen read and was of the same time period. And then the final 2 prompts are both adaptational prompts, and the first one is about reading an adaptation of her directly. I'm going to be watching Persuasion. I don't have the huge things that it's going to be good, but I am going to enjoy it for what it is and for what it is not. We're going to see that. And then I think I'm going to rewatch the 1995 movie and the 2007 miniseries of Sense and Sensibility. And then when we're talking about loose adaptations and reimaginings of modern things, I did really want to watch Austenland again. I have less hope in it after watching the terrible thing. I accidentally watched Lost in Austen when I tried to rewatch this in 2008, and that was scarring at how bad it was. And just the interpretations and misunderstanding of the characters, I'll still cringe inside. So that was terrible, but I am interested in Lost in Austen. Throughout the month, I have been rewatching Lizzie Bennet Diaries and Emma Improved, and they are 2 of my favorite adaptations, like probably hands down adaptations in general, so I'm really excited to rewatch them as well.